guys, welcome back. So I'm super excited about today's video. As you can see, we have all the various snow foams here. There's actually a lot more because I actually put a question on the Details Forum of South Africa with regards to which snow foams I should use within this experiment that I'm going to conduct. And you guys gave a lot of suggestions, and so I figured, just to not to make the video too long, I'm actually just going to narrow down to every single time I'm going to make a video like this to have a maximum of 4 shampoos. Otherwise, the video will be a little bit too long and we might lose sight of, what's happening with this one shampoo versus the other. Also, this video is not to do, or my aim is not to say this one isn't good or this one is the best. It's really just to show how these products work. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep the playing fields the same, meaning we're going to have 500 moles of water, or a total of 500 mole dilution ratio. We're going to use the manufacturer's recommended dilution ratios within a foam cannon. Unless there isn't anything, we're going to follow the general 1:10 dilution ratio. And so as you can see, here's the water over here. And these are all the various foam cannons. Now, the reason why I'm using 4 different foam cannons because all 4 of these foam cannons perform exceptionally well. They foam up nicely. The way they actually spray onto the vehicle is quite nice, and all 4 of them, like I said, the quality of how they produce foam is very, very good. It's actually the same to me, and that's why I felt, I don't need to use one foam cannon, to decant and then fill up again. So we're going to keep everything the same with regards to total of 500 ml product in each of these foam cannons, and then we'll use it on my car just to test and see how well it foams up. And then we'll also what we're going to do is, once I've actually applied the product on the one section of the car, I'll use my one mitt just to just to wipe down the panel, and I'll give my feedback with regards to if the product is slicked, if it's if the cleaning power is there, and just how well it rinses off as well. So a lot to get through. Let's get to work. Okay, so we're going to start with the Tonyan. Out of all the shampoos, this is the most concentrated of the entire bunch. This, you can actually use a dilution ratio of between 1:30 to 1:50. So I'm going to keep it at 1:30, and I've actually measured this cap takes just about 8 mils. So if we're going to be utilizing a total of 500 ml dilution ratio, that means on 500 mils we need to be adding 16 mils of this product, which leaves a balance of 484 mils. So very, very, very concentrated. And then on the active diamond, it doesn't really give a dilution ratio here, so I'm going to utilize a 1:10. So that means 400 mils of water, 450 mils 450 mils of water, 50 mils of shampoo in this one. The Vivid chemicals, you guys can see there, let me just, so it's also quite a concentrated product. It says a dilution ratio between 1:10 and 1:50, so actually very similar to the Tonyan. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it at 1:10 as well, just to make sure that the playing fields are the same. So again, we're going to add 450 mils of water and 50 mils of the product. The turtle wax. So I think this one actually utilizes, or this is actually the concentration levels of this isn't as high as the others, because it says here, let me try and bring this in for you guys. You can see over here it says, so it says here, add 100 moles to 200 moles of product to a 1 liter foam solution bottle, so essentially a foam cannon bottle. So whilst you can use a 1 in 10, they actually advise that you can actually go up to 1 in 200 ml, so that's a 1 in 5 dilution ratio. So to make sure that I get, you know, the maximum amount of foam, I'm going to keep it at 1 in 5. So with this, I'm going to add 400 ml of water and 100 ml of the turtle wax snow foam. Price wise, they all vary in cost. So we sell this over here. This is available on our website. This is also available on our website. This is also available. This I had to buy. This is the most expensive one out of the entire lot. Granted, it is also a little bit more in its container. This is a 2.5 liter, whereas this is all 500 ml, 500 ml, 500 ml. You do get a 5 liter of this. You do get a 4 liter of this. You do get a 1 liter and a 5 liter. And I'm not, this you get a 5 liter as well. But if you look at the cost just for this, so this is the smallest volume you can get. Smallest volume, smallest volume, smallest volume. This is the most expensive one, so just be aware of that. In terms of the smell, now smell is very important to me, guys. Like, I really enjoy using a product that smells good. It just makes me look forward to using it again. If something smells too chemically, it's rather off-putting, you know. So I would say, just right off the bat, this one wins in terms of the actual fragrance. This has a, I don't know if it's a cherry flavor, very nice. This also has a more citrusy smell, so almost like a lemon. The Nerta doesn't really have any smell, I know that. Yeah, this, nah. So Phoam, if we could look at perhaps fragrancing this would be, I think it would be a nice addition. This does have a, I don't know if it's a watermelon fragrance or something, but it's very soft. So it's not as pronounced as these two, but in terms of the best fragrance, it's definitely, with these four, it's definitely the turtle wax. So that's another cap over here. All right, so let me get started with regards to just filling up all of these bottles, and then we'll head out to the car where we can actually start this experiment. All right, first up is the Canons bath and soap. Okay, so we will obviously make sure that the mixture is turned all the way to maximum. I will say this again, for such a little dilution or such a concentrated product, it foams up very nicely. And let's quickly just see what it feels like. Nice lubricity. Glides very nicely on the surface of the paint. There's no need to like scrub it, so very nice. And that's why we're selling it at MD Workshop. So again, like I said, I'll put links down in the description box below for you guys if you'd like to purchase this product. And I mean, you can see it's extremely, you know, the leather and the creaminess of the product it's good, and the lubricity is amazing. So very nice. All right, next up is the active diamond from Nerta. Look at this. Okay, this is good. As you guys can see, the foam actually clings a little bit more to the surface of the car, and which is perfect for this because this is a very strong cleaner. So if you have a coating and you need to do maintenance washes, or you need to do like a proper decon wash, then this is the product you want to use. And obviously this will start to break down, deep clean the surface. And like I said, if you have a coating, it's a brilliant shampoo to deep clean and actually, you know, remove any contaminants that might be hindering the coating from actually working and doing its thing. Nice lubricity. I do ever think the Tonyan had a little bit better lubrication. I just, my opinion. Let's quickly just rinse off the wash mitt. Just rinse off the shampoo. So that foamed up very nicely. So I don't know if you guys saw, there was like a small film of dirt here. And what I can see is, as I mentioned, the Nerta is definitely a stronger cleaner. It didn't clean off that section with the Tonyan, which is more of a maintenance shampoo. So this is a high alkaline based, perfect decon shampoo, and it removed that little bit of dirt that was there. So in terms of its cleaning power, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, next up is Vivid Chemicals. Thus far, I think the Vivid Chemicals creates a lot more suds. These are even a little bit more runnier. You guys can remember with the Nerta and the Tonyan, it clung a little bit more onto the surface of the car. So this is perfect for you know, like maintenance washes, which is perfect. Its job is literally to create a lot of lubrication. Let's just have a look and feel. Good lubrication. I don't think it's as good as the other two, but for a maintenance wash, perfect. Perfect. Okay, let's quickly rinse off the car so we can get to the last one. Okay, and this is the turtle wax. Huh. Lubricity is the same as the, very similar to the Vivid chemicals, which is good. I think out of the lot here, the Tonyan has the most amount of lubricity. With the Vivid chemicals and turtle wax being tied in second place, and then that leaves the Nerta. Yeah. Hey guys, as you can see, I've got my sweater on. It is winter in South Africa, and up in Johannesburg we have that weird difference, almost like a Jekyll and Hyde situation, where if you're out in the sun, it's nice and warm as if it's not winter. And the moment you step into a shady place, then it's actually cold again. So yeah, I haven't had the flu just yet, so I'm trying to make sure I don't get it. Anyway, on to these shampoos, and actually bringing this video to a close. So let's quickly recap. The Bath and Body foamed up very nice, and like I said, for the actual value, what you're gonna get, this to me presents the best value out of these three, just purely based on, this is a 500 ml. As you guys can see, there's still plenty of product left. I used 2 caps full. 1 cap full is 8 mils, and so I put in 16 mils of product into that foam cannon, and as you saw, it foamed up very nicely. It wasn't as thick, it wasn't as super thick and luxurious as the Active Diamond. The Vivid was thick, but I think for me these two, the Active Diamond from Nerta and the Turtle Wax Snow Foam, gave the thickest snow foam. It also clung, in terms of the clinging factor, both of them just clung just a lot longer. It didn't stick there, it ran much slower. So this was quite nice. However, as I mentioned, the cleaning factor in this is amazing. It's actually the best cleaner out of the 4 here. This is an alkaline based product, and as I mentioned, if you're gonna do a so let's say you're going to be doing a decon wash, you're either going to be prepping for a detail, you want to strip out any old wax or sealants, or if you want to do a maintenance wash where they have a ceramic coating or a very strong sealant, this is the shampoo to use. Also, if you have a very dirty car that is saturated with a lot of bugs and things, and you just want to just give it a proper good clean, again, to me, out of these 4, this is the one to use. In terms of maintenance washes, I wouldn't use that. It's going to, unless you have a coating, and even a coating, that doesn't mean it's infallible. All it means is it's just going to have it's going to start the slow but progressive removal, whatever protection you put on the car. So again, for maintenance washes, like a weekly wash, I wouldn't recommend this. Decon washes and doing a detail, most definitely. This was also very nice. So to me, this one, it foamed up nicely. It ran a little bit more. It didn't cling as good as these two, but there's many of us out there that that don't want that. You know, you want to have the product hit the panel, and you want it to start, you know, running so they can take down whatever it can, and, you know, breaking down whatever dirt it can along the way. So for me personally, I prefer the foam to cling a little bit longer. However, this was quite nice. It had a nice amount of lubricity. Oh, I forgot to mention, so far the lubricity was insane. This is good, but it wasn't as good as this. This had good lubricity. It is better than the Nerta. Its cleaning factor, very similar. It's actually the same. The cleaning factors of these three are all more or less the same. These are all maintenance shampoos. It didn't have the strong cleaning capability that the Active Diamond had. And then the turtle wax. This created a lot of suds as well. Same as the Active Diamond. It also clung a lot more onto, or longer on the panels, as you guys saw. Especially a vertical panel, you know, that will, gravity will pull that foam down a lot more quicker. But as you guys saw, there was a lot, it really stayed a lot longer on the panels. So for maintenance purposes, this is perfect as well. All four of these products rinsed off very nicely. Now, sometimes you'll find products when they are too concentrated, you know, you're rinsing off, and no matter what you do, you still see all of this foam just continuously bubbling out, especially when you get those nooks and crannies, and, you know, where panels meet and panels and stuff. So these products, nice water soluble products, meaning they break down the moment they come in contact with water, just plain water. So all four of them rinsed off very nicely. None of these products have any form of waxes or some type of protection on it. So perfect for for those of us that want to apply something after we have used these products. So I generally prefer to use a plain shampoo, and then I'll come in at the end, with a drying aid, or with a like a quick detail or something. But every once in a while, I'd also do want to use a product that has a wax in, or some type of silicate dioxide or graphene infused, just to kind of like aid whatever's on there, just to work a little bit more better. But in terms of the actual, when you're rinsing it off, all four of them rinsed off very nicely. Again, the turtle wax smelled the best out of all of them. Thus, I said, you could get the citrusy smell. This had, I think it's a watermelon, I'm not too sure. This didn't have any fragrance. So if that's important to you, like to me, it's very important. The Active Diamond, that is a slight red mark against it. And again, pardon me if you are watching, it's just my own personal preference. I do prefer working with products, especially shampoos, because you're using it a lot. If it smells nice, I enjoy it a lot more. So this will definitely assist me in reaching for it a lot often, just on the pure basis that it smells nicer. However, value for money, if you're going to go for value for money, out of all four, the Tanyan is the clear winner. You're going to get a lot more product. You're going to get a lot more cars out of this, out of the small 500ml versus the rest here. The Vivid Chemicals, I think it follows second, because you can lessen the dilution ratio to 1 in 50. The Active Diamond is, I used a 1 in 10. And then on the turtle wax, I used a 1 in 5. So as you guys can see, the dilution ratios goes from least amount. So this here is the value proposition. If you're going to go with value, it definitely is the Tanyan. Second would be the Vivid Chemicals. Third would be Active. Fourth would be the turtle wax. Value meaning how much, how many cars you're going to get out of it. If you're going to pair the value with monetary value, if I look at all of these and look at the pricing, this again is the clear winner. Even though this is a 500 ml, this is also 500 ml, but as you guys can see, how much product is still left here. The Nerta, this is a 1 liter, so it's almost in line with these two, so it's in line with the Vivid Chemicals. This is, in terms of monetary value, this is the most expensive product, and you're using a lot more, so the value proposition on this is unfortunately not as good as any of the other three. So that's just to make you guys aware, so that when you are going to buy these products, just be aware of this type of things. Now, I know many of us, we like to use one ecosystem. So if you're going to be using a Turtle Wax Snow Foam, you want to use a Turtle Wax Quick Detailer, their wash mitts, their, everything within their range of products. The same with Nerta, Vivid Chemicals, and sometimes many companies do use, they create like an ecosystem that you can use the shampoo, then follow it up with this, follow it up with that, to get the best out of every single thing, because it leaves like a foundation with regards to this is going to bond quite nicely. Now, sometimes other products don't have that effect. So if you're going to be buying any of these products, just be aware that some of them do have an ecosystem, some of them don't. I do know that the Turtle Wax does have something like it. It's not set in stone, but they do have certain range of products. So like the green products, that's it's a more retail based. The green label bottles, that's more your retail based products, but they do work well together. Then you get your hybrid solutions, which is also another complete ecosystem. Then you get your this is also hybrid, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah, see, the scent is bubblegum. I thought it was cherry. My bad. But yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to make another video soon again, guys, where I'm going to use other 4 products. And then what we'll do is I'll actually, what I'm thinking about doing is perhaps putting a scoreboard with regards to what these products were when I did this video and what the products did on this video. Just so that we can see exactly, what we experience with this product, what we experience with these products, and so that we know exactly, when we measure, we can say, okay, fine, this was good at this was good at this, and just to show us, where we are and where we ended up, or where we're going towards, this type of exercise. But yeah, I enjoyed it. If you had to ask me, of these 4 products, which would I choose, it's very, very, very difficult. I do ever think I've got 2 products that I will use most likely. It would be the Tonyan Bath and Body. And so I would use this regularly for my maintenance washes. And then perhaps every second month or once a month, I would take out the Active Diamond and use this product. I would substitute, if I wanted to, the Bath and Body with the Vivid Snow Foam. For me, the value proposition, because it's not that good on this, I don't think personally, and Joey, if you are watching this, I'm giving you my opinion, buddy. Good product, as I said, good product. I just think the value proposition for me is just not there. I don't think personally I'm going to get as many cars out of this as what I would like to. If I'm wrong, I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear from you, Joey. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, if I'm on the right track, or if I'm hitting it, or if I'm missing it completely. But yeah, for me, these 2, and then if I wanted to substitute this, I would then definitely go with the Vivid Chemicals Snow Foam. Good product. It really, really worked very nicely. But in terms of the complete value proposition, the Tonyan Bath and Body definitely is the winner here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What did you think of this type of video? Would you like to see more of it? Like I said, I'm going to make another video with 4 other products. I'd love to hear from you guys if you enjoyed this. What would you like to see more of? And let me know in the comment section below. I'll see what I can do. I'll obviously reply where I can and where necessary. If you've enjoyed this, please consider giving that a thumbs up. I would appreciate it to also help the algorithm with regards to sending out this video more and creating more awareness of this exercise that we are doing. If you haven't done so already as well, please consider clicking that subscribe button, then hit that notification bell that we won't miss any of my future uploads. I will make a playlist of this as well. And as always, guys, and most importantly to you and your loved ones, please stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.